Chinatown. Take it easy. You got the job.
Thank you.
Andy, take her in there and get her ready to rehearse at 2 o'clock sharp.
Let's go.
Hey, wait a minute. Aren't you the Mack truck who tried to run me down this morning?
I'm sorry. I didn't know it was you. It'll never happen again. I swear on my mother and father, my aunts and uncles, cousins, grandparents.
Relax, kid. I kind of enjoyed it. Now get in there and start learning those routines.
Thank you, Mr. Marsh.
We've got a show to do. Mac.
Yeah, boss.
Did you get the kids in costume?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now give me Brock and Billy. I want to rehearse the Boardwalk number with the dialogue.
Oh, we can't do the dance section, Mr. Marsh. Gladys is out with the cold.
Then use Winnie.
That won't work, boss. Winnie is in the number before. She'll never make the change in time.
Didn't get me any girl. We'll put a costume on her later. I want to rehearse this number right now. Miss Brock, Billy, let's go. It is a summer afternoon in Atlantic City. The sun sparkles brightly on a section of the boardwalk as we discover Rodney and Madeline. Madeline speaks.
Darling, darling, why did you take so long to declare yourself? The answer is yes, of course. We'll live together in a cottage by the sea, and every morning we'll have breakfast and kisses in bed. Oh, my God.
And will you always love me, Madeline?
Yes, 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 yes. Yes.
Now Rodney declares his love, and they kiss.
Hey, wait a minute. What's that fella doing to Dorothy?
I'm just acting, Mr. Dillon.
I don't care what you call it. I ain't putting up good money to see the lady I love kissed by no actor.
All right, cut the kiss.
What?
Just say the speech and improvise something.
Oh, my darling, I love you. I worship you. I adore you.
I don't know exactly how it started, but it started in fun. I just wanted someone to be gay with, to play with, someone. Don't touch me! But now I realize that I could never let you go, and I've come to tell you so. Every kiss, every hug seems to act just like a drug. You're getting to be a habit with me. Let me stay in your arms, I'm addicted to your charms. You're getting to be a habit with me. I used to think your love was something that I could take or leave alone. But now I couldn't live without my supply. I need you for my own. Oh, I can't break away. I must have you every day, as regularly as coffee or tea. You've got me in your clutches and I can't get free. You're getting to be a habit with me.
We know, just get back to the dance.
Thank you very much. Sorry, Now where do I go? The grapevine strip. Oh, I'm sorry, Billy.
Watch it.
Ray, what do I do?
Who are you? You're not my partner. What are you doing here?
Billy!
Julian, this is not what we rehearsed.
Andy, where should I go?
Right there.
Oh, hello.
Stay there, Ray.
Andy, I lost
I know,
my
he's
purse.
right there.
Oh, there you are.
Oh,
Go.
Hold it.
Sorry, Miss Brown.
Hold it.
Oh.
Hold it!
who is that person?
Her
Her name is Peggy Sawyer. She's new. Are you okay, kid? She fainted.
Thank God.
It isn't Peggy's fault. She didn't eat any lunch.
All right. Billy, Mac, put her in Brock's dressing room. The rest of you, this is still a rehearsal. Andy, come on. I want to clean up the last section before the pivot.
All right, Oscar, the last section before the pivot. A 5, 6, 7, 8.
Easy, Billy. Okay, set her down.
What happened?
One of the kids fainted. Par for the course on a Julian Marsh show. Get her some water, will you? And you better get back out there before the boss starts yelling for you.
When she comes to, tell her I'll be back as soon as I get a break. The name's Lawlor. Billy Lawlor.
Yeah. Come on, Billy.
You all right?
I guess I fainted.
Oh, good guess.
But I guess I'm all right now.
Whoa, bad guess. Now, let me be the doctor for a while. What you need is some
But
rest.
the rehearsal isn't over.
Oh, yes it is, young lady, for you anyway. Now, as your doctor, my first prescription is for you to sit on the chaise. And as your doctor, my second prescription is for you to get those legs up.
And I'll bet I know what your third prescription is.
Dorothy, I didn't expect you.
It's
until
quite
now.
obvious you didn't expect me, Doctor.
Darling, she fainted and they brought her in here till she came to.
And since when is my dressing room an emergency ward for every web-footed Corrine who throws a little fainting act? Now get her out of here before I prescribe a little medication she won't like so much. You shut up! And if my prescription upsets you, Doctor, you can just get out with her!
What the hell is going on here? I'm trying to conduct a rehearsal on that stage. Who are you?
My name is Pat Denning, Mr. Marsh. I was a guest of Miss Brock's.
Well, beat it. Miss Brock's official gentleman friend happens to be in the house, and I don't want him to get any funny ideas.
Dorothy!
It's Abner. Pat, quick, behind the chaise.
Stay where you are. Come right in, Mr. Dillon. We were just having a little script conference.
Hello, Sugar Plum. I just bought these posies for you.
Thank you.
I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
No, not at all. We were just winding up. By the way, this is one of our dancers, Peggy Sawyer, and her boyfriend, Pat Denning.
Now, just a moment, Julie.
Say, Mr. Dillon, do you realize it's your fault this conference is breaking up?
My fault?
Yes. Dorothy said she didn't want to discuss the script any further because she wanted to be alone with you.
You mean that, Dorothy?
Of course I mean it. What girl wouldn't want to be alone with you? Just look at yourself. Come on.
Mr. Denning, your presence in this dressing room has caused a great deal of unnecessary turmoil, and I suggest such visits do not occur again. And Mr. Denning, this kid's a pretty good hoofer. I don't want to lose her for the price of a bowl of chili. Take her out and get her something to eat. Miss Brock, may I please have a word with you?
Of course, Julian. Is it about the character I'm playing?
It's about the character you're playing around with. I don't know what went on in that dressing room, but pretty lady means far too much to me to let some gigolo stand in its way. I want you to give him up.
Aren't you a bit confused, Julian? You're the director of my show, not my personal life.
When your personal life gets in the way of my show, I direct that too.
Mr. Marsh, I shall see whom I please, when I please. And no show is going to stand in my way.
Bert, I think we've got ourselves a little problem. And I think I've got myself a little solution. Nick Murphy, please.
Murphy? He's a killer. Look, Julian, if you don't like the song, just say so.
I put a girlfriend of his in my last show, and boy, does he owe me a favor. Hello, Nick. Julian Marsh. Yes, I'm calling about a bit of a problem I'm having. You see, there's a fellow been hanging around Dorothy Brock by the name of Pat Denning. And I thought that since your place was right across the street, maybe you could send a couple of boys over to persuade him to make himself scarce for the next few weeks. Right. Thank you, Nick. Pleasure doing business with you. And that, I believe, is the end of Pat Denning.
Julian,
I just got a call from Atlantic City. They canceled our booking, but everything's all right. We picked up a week at the Arch Street Theater in Philadelphia.
But all of our shows have opened in Atlantic City.
Maybe Philly will change your luck.
He's right.
Well, come on, let's get packing. I'm grabbing my hat and coat.
I'm leaving the cat a note.
Quick, call me a ferry boat getting out of town.
Sorry I couldn't take you any place fancier, but you know the old purse strings are a bit frayed at the moment.
You know a guy named Pat Denning?
Well, yes.
We got a message for him. He better lay off this Brock game or it's going to be too bad for him. Get it?
Oh, all right. I'll tell him.
Yeah. This is so you don't forget.
Oh, Pat! Who are they?
Friends with good advice. Hey, you with the company?
Yeah?
I'd like to leave a message for Miss Dorothy Brock. Tell her that Pat Denning has joined a stock company in Philadelphia and will be gone for at least 6 months. With no forwarding address. I'm shining my traveling shoes. Big scoop in the Daily News. Who's saying his toodaloos, getting out of town.
Sorry, but I don't want to go to Philadelphia. My contract says I must play out of town in Atlantic City.
Got a note for you, Miss Brock. A fella left it last night.
Dorothy, why don't you want to go to Philadelphia?
Who says I don't want to go to Philadelphia? I want to go to Philadelphia. My contract says I must play out of town in Philadelphia.
Cares fly by, they're going bye-bye, and we're shouting, hurrah! Wings spreading, 'cause we're heading for hot-cha, hot-cha-cha-cha.
All right, you got everything? Hats, coats, trunks, dogs, cats, canaries. So let's get them aboard. That dress rehearsal in Philadelphia starts at 8 o'clock sharp, so get moving. Say goodbye to little old New York.
My neighbors are awful nice. They promise to feed the mice. Hey, I stand to meet your eyes getting out of town. Cares fly by, they're going bye-bye, and we're shouting, hurrah! Wings spreading, 'cause we're heading for hot-cha, hot-cha-cha-cha, hot-cha-cha-cha. A new kind of company. It's just magnetizing me. I'm footloose and fancy free. Get in, getting out, getting out of
All right, now. The company got all of you to Philadelphia, and it's up to you to see that we get out of here alive. There's a pit full of musicians down there just dying to go on overtime. So let's get this dress rehearsal started. One more thing. Not all of the scenery and costumes have arrived yet, and we'll be adding things as we go along, so don't let it throw you. Professor, we're late. Let's go.
I can't hear my note. No, I still can't hear my note. Mac!
Quiet!
Thank you. I know. Who writes the words and music for all the girly shows? No one cares and no